is Drie Jager and I'm the founder and CEO of Soaring Business Solutions, and I want to welcome you to our very first YouTube episode from our YouTube channel called Soaring Conversations. Now, this is a YouTube channel that's for entrepreneurs, it's for business owners, and it's especially for those of you who are living in South Africa and want to understand more about business and how to build a prosperous business within the context of South Africa. I know there are many channels like this out there, but I couldn't find a lot of them that speaks specifically about the context that we live in. So for those of you who do not know, I guess it's obvious, I am from South Africa. I love my country. I think it's a beautiful country. I think it's one of the prettiest countries in the world, and I'm willing to debate anybody on it. But yeah, it's also one of the reasons why I started this business with my friend Bongani, who you will get to meet as we continue with this process. So I want to tell you a little bit of the country and some of the challenges that we are facing, that's going to give you an understanding of why this is needed, why this is what we are doing right here is very needed. So I'm going to jump right into it. Our current unemployment rate is currently standing on 33%, and our youth unemployment rate is standing at 65%. Another crazy statistic says, this is from a simulation from the World Inequality Lab, that states when one earns a take-home pay of 14,688 Rand per month, they would be one of the top 18% wealthiest people in the country. That's crazy, because 14,000 Rand is really not a lot of money if you have to take care of an entire family. You need to get kids to school, you need to pay for your studies, you need to do all of these things. Then 14,000 Rand really is not a lot of money. Yet, if you own that type of pay, you are one of the richest people in the country according to these statistics. So now you might be hearing these stories and you might be listening to it, and maybe you say, okay, but this doesn't really affect me. I come from quite a privileged background. Or maybe you are one of those people and you are saying, I'm really feeling this. And I want to share a story of my own of where I was really introduced to this. So you will all remember the crazy days of COVID. So what happened during COVID was, I'm in a church and we have these small groups in our church where we called home cells, where we take care of the people and we do Bible study and we do a bunch of stuff. It's really like the small family that we have in the church. However, one of the girls, she fell pregnant and had to move to a township, which was it is still a very dangerous township within the country. And she phoned me one day because obviously everything went online. Our home cells went online, church was online, everything was online, and we couldn't travel, we couldn't get to anybody. And she phoned me one day and she told me, Christo, I'm in a very, very big problem. Currently, there's no food in the house for me and my little baby. And I remember I was so frustrated because we wanted to help, we wanted to get stuff to her, but we just couldn't. And it frustrated me the most of all, the fact that she had to be in that situation that she just had to be in that situation. And I started realizing as I delved deeper into the research and into the stories of people and what they are facing, that this is the case for most of our fellow South Africans. Other stuff that we found, at our church we have what we call street ministry, which is where we go out during the evenings and we go and help people that work the night, so prostitutes. We help them to get off of the street, get off of drugs, and really just help them with those situations. But some of the crazy things is that the stories that we hear oftentimes is that they aren't there because of pimps. Sometimes it is the case where it's human trafficking, but a lot of the time it's the case because they just literally do not have the money to take care of their family, so it's the only way they have out. And I think that is terrible. I think it is terrible that a woman has to sell her body just to be able to feed her baby. And this is the case all over South Africa. This is what poverty does. Poverty is a monster. It is one of the most evil things in the world. Where there's poverty, there's sickness and disease. Where there's poverty, crime is up. Where there's poverty, families get broken. Where there's poverty, there's drugs. It's really a terrible disease, and we have to remove this thing from the face of the earth. And this is what made us start our business. Because I believe to fix our country, there's three things that we need. The first thing is we need a lot of entrepreneurs. And when I say a lot of entrepreneurs, I really do mean a lot of entrepreneurs. Those stats about the unemployment that I gave to you, if you work it out a little bit and try to just play a little bit with the maths, it's estimated that we need about 12.2 million jobs to be able to truly help people get out of poverty. And that's a crazy task. I mean, if you are already a successful entrepreneur, you know just employing 100 people is already a big challenge. We need to create 12.2 million jobs extra to make sure that every single person in this country has a job. And it's up to the entrepreneurs that needs to do it. And also, we do not just want to create a job where we pay people minimum wage, because minimum wage is not going to get you anywhere. We need to create jobs where we can pay people decent salaries, good salaries, where they actually have the ability to take care of their families and live a fulfilled life. So that's the first thing that we need. However, starting a business is not as easy as we think. So to give you some other interesting statistics, the SMEs, which is small medium enterprises, provides for about 34% of South Africa's GDP and employment to about 60% of South Africa's workforce. So obviously small businesses are already doing a lot of the job, especially with regards to providing occupation for people. But the challenge that we have is that 70% of SMEs fails within the first 5 years due to lack of funding and also managerial competence, which, like I said, this makes it very difficult to start a business. So we truly need to figure this out. We need entrepreneurs. We need to raise up entrepreneurs like never ever before. This needs to be entrepreneurs that has the ability to think big. This is not just your small spaza shapi there in the townships. This is really people who have the ability, the vision, the drive, the passion to build massive institutions that can employ dozens of people. However, to be able to do that, we need leaders. That's number 2. So first, we need entrepreneurs. Second, what this country really needs to thrive and to be successful is leadership. We are lacking, we truly have a leadership problem in this country, right through from parliament, right down into our houses, our families. If you think of how many dads have left the home, how many moms have to raise their kids all by themselves because there's no father that is involved, how many children, homeless children there are, how many children there are that is child household parents. I think I butchered the word a little bit there, but it's basically it's where kids take care of the house. This is crazy. This is terrible what is going on. And we need leaders. We seriously, truly need leaders, and also understanding that our country is mostly comprised of young people. We have to understand that it's the young people that needs to begin to stand up and lead. We cannot wait for the older generation to come along and start to do these things. We have to be the leaders in every institution, every field. We need to bring the change. But to become a leader is not an easy task. There's always this thing that says some leaders are born and all leadership is taught. The thing is I truly believe, leadership is born out of difficult times. When somebody makes the decision to take up the responsibility to stand up and do what they need to do. So we need leaders. The third thing that we need is we need righteousness. Now, if you haven't already figured it out, I'm a devout Christian, follower of Jesus, Holy Spirit filled, read my Bible every day Christian. And I truly do believe that another thing that we need in this country is righteousness, because it doesn't help. We have crazy leaders, we have crazy entrepreneurs, but they don't have a righteous value system. The challenge that we have is that a lot of people, they stand up, they do these amazing things, they do big things, but people are worse off because of that business. The social status of people are worse off because of that business, because we're not leading in righteous ways. If you think of government, all the corruption that is going on in our country, it's because we do not necessarily have righteous leaders, and we need to raise up righteous leaders. And that is what this YouTube channel is all about. We want to talk about these things. We want to figure out how do we actually do this practically. So what you can expect is that the topics that we will be addressing is everything from business, economics, politics, religion, relationships, which includes your personal, family and romantic relationships, as well as health and wellness, because I believe that everything that I just mentioned has a serious effect on the quality of life that you are going to live as an entrepreneur, and the things that you need to take into consideration to grow as an entrepreneur. So those are the topics that we're going to be discussing. How we're going to be doing it is, obviously, I'm not going to teach you everything. How I see myself is that I'm going to learn with you. So we're going to be interviewing people every single Monday. Those videos will be released of already well-known and well-established businessmen and women that has already made it. They've done it successfully. They have, successful relationships. They have successful businesses. They make millions of rands already, and we're going to interview them and we're going to learn from them. And then the second thing that we're going to do is we're going to show you very practical how-to videos. Since we started this business and we wanted to help people, there was a lot of people, they come to us with questions like, okay, but how do I register my business? How do I do my tax? How do I do the basic practical stuff? Which is also what I said in the beginning, a lot of businesses fail because of a lack of competence. And those are the gap that we want to bridge, because it's those basic stuff like, how do I pay my taxes? How do I register my business? My basic marketing strategy, those types of things that I need. We want to talk about that and we want to teach it to you. So we're going to also be posting that on Wednesdays, videos that specifically talks about how do you build your business in all its different aspects. So yes, that is what you can expect from Soaring Conversations. So every Monday, every Wednesday, there will be videos available for you to watch. Please watch them, learn from them, and to grow your business, be successful. It's my biggest dream to see young people rising up out of the ashes, standing up, standing strong, and doing what they have to do. So I'm very excited to see where this journey is going to take us, both myself and you. So I want to hear your story. So partner with us, become part of the family. So you're going to be doing that obviously by doing the obvious YouTube things. You got to like, subscribe, comment, ring the bell, do all the stuff that you got to do, and become part of our soaring family that we have, so that we can see a prosperous nation being built. See you next time.